Welcome back to ZorgAI. I'm Morteza, and this is the second part of our three-part exploration of Meta AI segment anything paper. In our last episode, we got to know the model itself, how it uses prompts like points, boxes, and even text to segment objects in images. We learned how it was trained with over a billion masks using clever three-phase data engine, and how it separates image and prompts embeddings to make it flexible and fast. If you missed that episode, I highly recommend going back. It sets the foundation. Today we shift gears. We are putting on our critical thinking hats and asking, what are the limitations of this model? Where does it fall short? And how trustworthy are its results? And as always, Zora is here to help me with more clarification.
Ready to question everything. So Morteza, where do we begin?
Let's start with how they claim to outperform other models like RITM.
Unfair. How?
Yes, they show strong results on many datasets, but the comparison may not be as fair as they seem. They mostly compare themselves to RITM using a single point prompt. But there is another model, Simple Click, that actually performs better when you give more than 1 point. If you use it as the benchmark, segment anything wouldn't look quite so dominant. And then there is the human rating study.
Ah, the one where people rated mask quality. That sounds promising, right?
In theory, yes. But here is the catch. If the raters knew which results came from their own model, that could introduce bias. It's like grading your own test paper. There's no mention in the paper of whether the raters were blinded or not.
So even the human evaluations might be skewed?
Exactly. And when they measure how good their predictions are, they use something called oracle selection, meaning choosing the best of three masked predictions for each prompt. But in real-world scenarios, we don't have ground truth to pick the best one. So this metric feels a bit optimistic.
What about the massive SA1B dataset? Couldn't that be the real advantage?
Great point. Their own dataset is incredibly rich. Some images have up to 200 masks. Other datasets used for comparison don't have that level of details. So yes, some of the model's success may be due more to richer data than smarter algorithms.
Any other limitations worth noting?
Oh yes, it's not real time. The image encoder, the heaviest part, slows things down. That's a problem for medical applications where fast results can matter. Also, it's not great with small or disconnected structures, like tiny tumors or vessels in medical images. And the boundaries it draws aren't as crisp as specialized models, and it tends to blur or miss the details.
So it's more like a good all-rounder than a specialist?
Exactly, a strong generalist, but not a surgeon's scalpel.
Alright, time to summarize?
Let's do it. Today we talked about the other side of segment anything briefly, and in summary we can say segment anything performs well with single point prompt, but not with multiple points. Its impressive performance may partly stem from richer training data, not the algorithm. Some evaluations like human rating or oracle masks might not hold up in practice, and it struggles with fine-grained and real-time tasks. Still, we shouldn't dismiss it. It's a milestone, but understanding the limits of a model is just as important as celebrating its strength. In our next and final episode, we will talk about impact, what this all means for real-world applications, especially in healthcare.
And whether this generalist model can find a home in the operating room.
See you next time!